Hello, everyone. So, how are y'all doing? No, really. How are you doing? Everything okay? I hope you're doing well and not getting frustrated with how things are going around you in this, world. Just one day at a time. Remember that. One day at a time. All right. So, this is one of those videos you may want to get a comfortable chair for, get your rotten tomatoes ready, because I know there's some of you that are going to be like, oh my God, blah, Serenity, how can you say these things? Because I'm here to tell you what it is, not what you want to hear. Sorry, but once I tell you these things and you actually go to the Bible and read them yourself, you're going to see that what I'm saying actually makes sense. Remember how I said that the ops basically wanted to control the narrative for their own benefit? So they told you what to believe in the Bible in order to create doctrines which man would be enslaved to via religion, and they would prosper. Okay, so here I go. Jesus, Yeshua, the crucifixion, all of that. Many of you really, really, really wanted to know, how can any source who is the definition of love allow their offspring to go through such a horrific death? Well, obviously it was for a purpose, because Jesus had to come here in order to teach and also check up on other ones who were here trying to be light workers, basically, and also ones that he had taught in past lifetimes. Yes, I said check up on ones that he had also taught in past lifetimes. I don't want to get into all of the actual physical avatars that the offspring of Source has taken in the physical form here on earth during different ages, because that is a whole nother story, and that's not what I'm here for today. So that was also the purpose of him. It was multi-purpose, but it was not to come and die for mankind's sins. I don't know how many times I can say that, okay? So, yeah. He was sent here, he taught, he opened people's eyes. He exposed the darkness by being the light. And the light always exposes the darkness. So, okay. Jesus obviously knew that he was going to go through this sacrifice for these opposing forces, because that's what they wanted. Okay? But his actual purpose on the earth was not done at that point. So, there had to be a way for him to actually undergo a death or be killed. And when I say killed, I don't mean the way you think of being killed. For us, what it means at that time period is he was killed as Jesus or Yeshua. He was no longer that figure, that character that had died. It needed to die, because he could not continue on being Yeshua or Jesus, because he would basically truly finish his physical avatar would be finished in the lifetime that he was in. Okay, so that I'm trying to explain it the best that I can. He was not physically, like his 3D avatar, did not perish. Okay? And that's why they refer to him as being risen again and all of this other stuff. Just bear with me, okay? I promise you it'll make sense. Okay. So, this was actually planned. It was planned. This is why Jesus or Yeshua did not fight being taken, being crucified. He did not fight it because he knew this had to happen in order for him to carry on the rest of his mission on earth. Okay? Now, he suffered, believe me. This was not just painless. It was not painless at all, which is why he did cry out when the pain was almost overbearing. Why have you forsaken me? Because he knew he wasn't supposed to actually perish permanently in that lifetime. But at the moment, it felt like that was going to happen. Okay. So, this crucifixion, him being taken in, had to occur at a certain time, which basically was the day of preparation, because then the body would not stay on the cross. It would be taken down. All of this was planned and arranged. Joseph, Nicodemus, there were several ones that knew exactly what to do for this to succeed. Okay? And Jesus knew this, which is why he said in John 19:11. Okay, I'm wearing my glasses today. Okay, in John 19:11, he had told Pilate, Jesus answered, "You could have no power at all against me unless it had been given you from above. Therefore, the one who delivered me to you has the greater sin." So, he knew that this could not take place if it was not Source's will. Okay? Now, basically, Joseph had already made arrangements with Pilate to get Jesus off of the cross in a timely manner so that he could be revived and his wounds cared for. Yes, Jesus was not actually dead when he was taken off the stake. He was actually in like an anesthetized state. So if any of you have had surgery and gone under anesthesia, you know what that's like. So this basically herb was added to the wine to make a sedative, which knocked Jesus out. That's why he asked for the wine and said he was thirsty, so he would get that, and that would knock him out. Okay, let me read John 19:28 through 30. Okay, after this, Jesus, knowing that all things were now accomplished, that the scripture might be fulfilled, said, "I thirst." Now a vessel full of sour wine was sitting there, and they filled a sponge with sour wine, put it on hyssop, and put it to his mouth. So when Jesus had received the sour wine, he said, "It is finished." And bowing his head, he gave up his spirit. Now, right there, they want you to think that Jesus died, basically. And if you just read that without knowing the backstory, you would indeed think that was what exactly happened. But as I said before, that drink that he took knocked him out. So this was also important because when they did take a spear to him, he did not feel that. He felt everything before he was actually knocked out, like I said. But he did not feel the spear stabbing him, and it literally appeared like he was dead to the guards and ones looking on. So these ones who wanted him killed got their way, and these energies got their way. But yeah, I went into that in other videos. So once he was taken off the stake, then that's when Nicodemus came with the antidote to actually revive Jesus, and also other things to tend for his physical wounds. So John 19 and verse 38, I'm going to read that. After this, Joseph of Arimathea, being a disciple of Jesus, but secretly, for fear of the Jews, asked Pilate that he might take away the body of Jesus. And Pilate gave him permission. So he came and took the body of Jesus. And Nicodemus, who at first came to Jesus by night, also came, bringing a mixture of myrrh and aloes, about 100 pounds. Okay. That's where Nicodemus brought everything that was needed to revive Jesus. Okay. So that's what happened. What happened to Jesus once he was revived and his wounds were cared for and tended to? They weren't fully healed, which is why he could appear, and say, look at my hands, it's really me. But he could not look the same as he did when he died, or ones would recognize him, come after him, and truly kill him. Truly. So basically, you could think of him getting the ultimate makeover where he no longer looked as he did how others remembered him, basically. It would be like me changing hair color, having a wig, doing various things. So when you look at me at first, you would not even know it's me. Okay? Putting makeup on to cover my mole, which is like a trademark. You can't really... Anyway, you get the point. So that's why people did, he did appear to some people, and they knew him once they interacted with him. So what happened to Jesus after this? Where he went back to where he actually traveled between the ages of 13 and 30, basically. He traveled all throughout different countries. And what did he do? He collected knowledge. It was basically, like I referred to myself, before you are activated or connected, you're collecting information. All of these places that you've been before, you're going to in order to trigger certain beacons within yourself. It's difficult for me to explain, but that's what Jesus did. So he did this throughout Asia. I mean, Asia was a big part because in other lifetimes he was in Asia, especially India, which is actually where he truly left his 3D avatar behind, was in India at the age of 77. Now, many think, that he was 80 because there are records of this. This is what, Christianity, common Christianity, doesn't want the masses to know. But there is records of Jesus going all throughout Asia and, resting in India. Now, why do I say 77? Because the date of his birth, when they started the AD, it was not accurate with Jesus' actual birth date. So Jesus, yes, I said he wasn't born in December. That is to give, like I said, the sun. It has to do with the sun. The masculine energy that's represented as the Divine Father. So his actual birth date was September 2nd, and it would correlate to 3 BC. Okay? So that's why it's not 80, it's 77. But that is what happened to Jesus, but he wasn't known as Jesus after he was crucified. He left that behind. That character, you could say, had literally been killed and died when he was crucified. I will leave all of these scriptures in the description box for you to look up yourself. And really, think. Just think. Because Christianity, religion in general, but especially Christianity, look at the Vatican. They have their own country. Has capitalized, taken advantage of people, and made an empire for themselves based on lies. Who's the father of the lie? Now, who do you think is backing religion? Who do you think is backing Watchtower and these entities that take advantage of people and make them suffer without even a second thought? Now remember, I already told you, they harness your energy. Think about what Watchtower does. Think about what this matrix does. It makes you work for them. Watchtower, though, makes its followers, its slaves, work for them for free. For free. Not only are you using your mental energy, but your physical energy as well to keep them alive. And they say you're pleasing God by doing so. God would never want that. Source would never want that. As I said in my last video, Source wants you to use your energy to create your own reality, your own kingdom. Now you want to know what Jesus got in trouble for. Why the Pharisees and these scribes and all of these ones wanted to kill him. Because I am Source. Because I am Source, I love myself. And because you are also Source, I love you. And because you also are Source, and Source loves itself, you should love yourself as well. Okay, hopefully you understood what I just said. You all are powerful, more than you know. You are also loved more than you know. Take your power back. All right, that's it for today. I'm sending you, as always, my love, my light, and peace be with you. Take care.